Hi everyone. So today I'm going to talk about vitamin D. Why did I choose to talk about vitamin D? Because this has actually become another epidemic across the globe. Across the globe, we're seeing vitamin D deficiency being very prevalent. Yeah. Now, if we look at India stats, 80% of Indian urban population is deficient in vitamin D, and the remaining 20% is also not in a very actively sufficient range. Now, where are we going wrong? Why are we deficient in vitamin D? We're going to talk all about vitamin D today. While we spoke about vitamin C being very important, while we spoke about zinc being very important during this pandemic, vitamin D is equally important. It is vitamin D which actually creates that active immune system, which actually helps you to turn on and off this immune system and thereby ward off the diseases. Yeah. It is very crucial for your immunity. It is very crucial for your bone health. It is very crucial for your cardiovascular disease and hypertension and a few more. Now, when we talk about vitamin D, if you go back a few decades before, we always said vitamin D is important for your calcium absorption, and thereby it is important for your bone health. What we actually didn't realize that vitamin D deficiency is actually a silent disease. It is the recent researches which have actually proven that vitamin D deficiency is actually a silent disease. Now, if you're deficient in vitamin D for over a period of time, what all can it cause? It can cause hypertension, it can cause cardiovascular diseases, depression, certain kind of cancers, weak muscles, weak bone, calcium absorption issues, unexplained pains and aches. So this is how important it is. Not only that, vitamin D is the only vitamin which is also a hormone. It is required for more than 800 pathways in your immune system and in your brain activity. Yeah. So we can't speak enough and more about the importance of vitamin D. Now, what are the dietary sources of vitamin D? Unfortunately, we have a limited vitamin D dietary sources, which are oily fish, milk, eggs, fortified oils in cereals, and then we have sunlight. So, of course, we've been calling, vitamin D as a sunlight vitamin. However, there is a particular way to get your vitamin D through sunlight. It's not that, you just go for a walk and you get your vitamin D. If you're really looking for vitamin D through sunlight, then you have to be directly under the sun for a time period of about 15 minutes to half an hour. And this is the sunlight which you can't get through a glass window. You have to be right under the sunlight, and there should be no sunscreen. You should not be fully covered in terms of full sleeves clothes. And sit there under the sunlight for 15 to 30 minutes on daily basis, or minimum 5 days a week. It's not that you go once a week and your requirements are done. You have to do it at least 5 days a week. Now, more often than not, we're not able to do this kind of a sun exposure for various reasons. It is then wise to supplement it. Now, that gives rise to another question. Should everyone be checking their vitamin D levels? Well, yes, ideally, if you can check your vitamin D level and then work on it accordingly. However, if you're not able to, and if you have unexplained pains and aches, and if you fall sick very often, you definitely can safely supplement vitamin D in through a vitamin D supplement. Earlier, people were supplementing with 60,000 IU, let's say on fortnightly basis or on monthly basis. But a research has come out which clearly states that small doses are much better than the large bolus doses. So about a 1,000 to 2,000 IU vitamin D per day is much better than taking a 60,000 IU dosage. Yeah, so that's on the supplementation part. Also, another thing which one needs to remember is that a woman going through pregnancy, if she has deficiency of vitamin D, then the infant would also be deficient in vitamin D. So thereby it is very important for a pregnant woman to make sure that the vitamin D levels are sufficient. Also, let's understand why is it very important during the COVID times. Like I said, that it is very crucial for your immune system. Now it is this immune system, when that goes into an overdrive, it actually causes an acute respiratory distress syndrome, which makes your lungs system totally shut down. And it is this vitamin D which can actually prevent this from happening, and thereby we're saying the COVID-19 is attacking the lungs and the immune system, thereby is very important. So if we're sufficient in vitamin D levels, we can very well prevent this. If you have any more questions on this particular vitamin, in terms of the sources, in terms of deficiency, in terms of any disease or bone health, feel free to get back to me. I'll be able to help you on that. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We'll talk again. Bye-bye.